Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be talking about a massive milestone in Black Clover. Chapter 300 is here, and it featured Asta's epic return to the center stage of the story. And we also saw an incredibly emotional reunion between Asta and Noelle in the middle of the deadly fight against the Devil Queen Megicula. Several characters were just killed off, Asta is back, Megicula's magic is so overpowered, so let's get into it. If you enjoyed the Black Clover content on this channel and you want us to keep it going, you know what to do. Leave a quick like and comment. It only takes a second, but it helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you watch our videos but you haven't taken the time to subscribe yet, do me a favor and make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. Quick shout out to my boy Rifti Beats, who makes amazing remixes of music from anime. I love his work. I've actually used some of his beats as the background music to my videos in the past, and he recently dropped an entire lo-fi album based on the music from Hunter x Hunter. Definitely check him out and show him some love. Link in the description and in the pinned comment. Finally, this video will of course contain Black Clover manga spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. When we left off last time, Gaia had just channeled all of his remaining life force into one ultimate lightning magic attack. And for a little while, it looked like Megicula's entire body may have been destroyed. However, at the very end of the chapter, we saw a dark winged silhouette emerging from the smoke, which strongly implied that Megicula survived the attack. The new chapter opens with Gaia's charred and lifeless body falling to the ground as Megicula says that this magic that is formed by burning one's own life was stronger than she expected. Megicula praises Gaia's effort, but as we all predicted, Megicula is indeed alive and well. In fact, she is not even injured. It turns out that Megicula's entire body is coated with a high-speed regeneration curse. So even though she clearly took a lot of damage, she was able to just regenerate instantly, and Gaia's sacrifice had been for nothing. I have to say that the more we learn about curse magic, the more interesting and overpowered it seems. Initially, I assumed that curse magic was very limited, and that its only ability was to place curses on others if certain conditions were met. However, it turns out that no, curse magic is a lot more versatile. Not only can it bypass the Cliff-Off, it can also instantly regenerate its user's body, and not to mention Decaying World and all of its other unique abilities. Curse magic is actually very unique and unpredictable, so Megicula will not be an easy opponent to defeat. Now the question is Gaia actually dead, or is he just severely injured? Knowing Tabata, he totally could just be injured, even though I personally think that he should be dead after all that build-up for his sacrifice. But since his sacrifice didn't really amount to anything, it's possible that Gaia will end up surviving somehow, because as of right now, his death made almost no impact on the plot, which kinda sucks. After Megicula manages to regenerate fully, and with Gaia completely out of the picture, it really looks like it's all over for the good guys. Rill and Charlotte are helpless, Noelle's spirit dive has expired, and Loro Pachica is still being controlled by Megicula. Megicula is already in the process of saying GG Nori, but our girl Noelle refuses to give up. Noelle powers up and gets ready to fight yet again, despite the fact that realistically she doesn't stand a chance at this point. She seems to be trying to activate her regular Valkyrie dress form. You can tell by the tiara that this is not her Saint stage form, because in that form she has a circular crown and a halo. But one of Megicula's curses attaches itself to Noelle's shoulder and back and just kind of drains her power away. I am assuming that this curse is just an effect of Decaying World, not an actual long-lasting curse like the one that affected her mother and Loro, but we'll have to wait and see. Megicula even tries to explain using cold hard logic that no matter what Noelle does now, winning this fight is impossible. What is even the point of resisting? This irrational aspect of human nature is both fascinating and confusing for Megicula. At the same time though, Megicula realizes that this is probably why humans are occasionally capable of generating magic beyond her expectations. Humans are not always rational creatures. Sometimes they kick logic to the curb and make the impossible possible, to quote my boy Kamina from Gurren Lagann. And this is what makes humans so unpredictable. Nevertheless, Megicula is confident that no human will ever be able to defeat her within the confines of her Decaying World spell. Devils seem to be more rational than humans because they would never fight someone that they have no realistic chance of defeating. At least I assume that's the devils that Megicula knows personally, because we all know that our boy Liebe is just crazy enough to do it. From Megicula's perspective, humans are weird creatures, and they are willing to sacrifice their very lives for meaningless things, like Assie sacrificing her life for her children, and Gaia sacrificing his life for Loro Pechica. I mean, those things are meaningless for someone like Megicula, but they are certainly not meaningless for the people doing the sacrificing. And just like her mother before her, even now, against all odds, Noelle is still refusing to give up because of some vague and illogical idea of hope. Throughout this whole conversation with Megicula, Noelle is fully aware that she has no chance of winning. But that is what makes humans like Noelle different from devils like Megicula. Even when there is no chance of winning, some humans still do what they feel that they must do. They still do the right thing, even if it's not the most practical or most logical thing to do. Noelle proclaims that the real strength of humans is refusing to give up. And this reminds me so much of Asta's entire philosophy. Not giving up is my magic. Over the course of the story, Noelle has learned so much from Asta. Not just in terms of getting stronger, but also in terms of her outlook on life. Honestly, I love how the relationship between Noelle and Asta has progressed since the beginning of the story. I love how the two of them complement each other as characters. And my apologies to Sister Lily, Mimosa, and Rebecca, but I think that Asta x Noelle is the only ship that makes sense at this point. These two are perfect for each other. As Noelle is saying all this stuff about not giving up, Megicula's like, okay, cool story bro, but I don't have time to keep dealing with this, so she just activates a curse magic spell called Exploding Life. Suddenly, the curse affecting Loro begins to grow, and Megicula explains that as a result of this spell, Loro is about to explode. And the explosion is about to kill everyone in the Spade Kingdom Palace. At the same time, because this spell is going to kill Loro, the third sacrifice will have been completed and Megicula will be able to manifest fully into this world. This statement by Megicula implies that Vanica really is dead, which is something we were all assuming, but it hadn't been fully confirmed yet. A desperate Noelle makes one final move to try and save Loro, but before she can do anything, the man, the myth, the legend, Asta shows up. He zooms past Noelle on his anti-magic surfboard, also known as his Demon Slayer sword, and then he pulls the Demon Destroyer sword out of his grimoire. He then seems to suck Loro's curse right out of her using the Demon Destroyer sword, and he proceeds to grab the unconscious Loro and rescue her from the clutches of Megicula. Asta has a huge smile on his face, and he says, "Good to see you again, safe and sound, Noelle." Noelle looks at Asta with tears in her eyes, but also with a smile on her face, and even though she calls him Bakasta again, it's obvious that she wants to marry him immediately. The chapter ends as Megicula gives Asta the most unamused look ever, because she knows that Asta is the hope that Noelle was waiting for. And she can also probably sense Asta's anti-magic, and she knows it's not going to be easy to deal with. Wow, what an epic and emotional reunion between Noelle and Asta. This was just perfect for the milestone chapter number 300. Asta's refusal to give up against all odds has been his mantra since the very beginning of the story. And now that very philosophy inspired Noelle to keep fighting long enough for Asta to arrive. This was so incredible and emotional, and although this is a serious channel that deals with in-depth analysis and not shipping, Noelle x Asta forever! Anyway, the big question now is this. Did Asta's Demon Destroyer sword completely suck out Loro's curse, or did it just suck out like a portion of it so as to stop the explosion spell? Because if Asta could have just negated the entire curse, then couldn't he have just done that during the time skip? My guess is that he just took a portion of it out, but not the whole thing, because if he can negate the whole curse in a matter of seconds, then this power would be too OP and Megicula would get wrecked in like half a chapter. After all that build-up that we've gotten for Megicula and her versatile curse magic, I don't think that defeating her will be that easy, not even with anti-magic. And honestly, it shouldn't be easy. Asta shouldn't be able to just use anti-magic to easily destroy every single devil, including the highest ranked devils, because that would get old very quickly. I want to see Asta facing serious challenges. I want to see him having to come up with brilliant new strategies and having to rely on the help of his allies, because that makes fights a lot more fun. Let me know what you guys thought of this huge milestone chapter, chapter 300. Did you love the reunion between Asta and Noelle as much as I did? Also, do you think that Gaia is dead, or is he going to end up just being injured? Finally, how is this fight against Megicula going to go down? Is Asta just going to cut her down using anti-magic like he's done with multiple other devils? Or is it going to be more difficult than that? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this Black Clover video and you want to see more in the future, leave a quick like and comment. It only takes a second, but it helps a lot. And if you are new to AnimeUproar, or maybe you watch our videos but you just haven't taken the time to subscribe yet, do me a favor and make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You really have to go through the trouble of subscribing, hitting the bell, and then selecting that option that says all. If you don't do that, you're still gonna miss a ton of our videos. Even if you are subscribed, it's just how YouTube works. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. Special thank you to Alpha Sigma. He is an absolute mad lad and disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Pate Hefa, Aljatal, Hinokami and Water, The Toasted Chi, The Spike, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Tungsten Tarkus, Baked Buddhist, Cody Hebert, and Monkey D. Quilly. Finally, thank you also to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, the Red-Haired Raven, Angel Cruz, Rathuin Deora, Very Gucci, Alicia Akhtar, Bonnie Parks, Joanne Garcia, Ted No Ted, Fatboy Games, Corey McGowan, and Soul Ray Slice and Dice. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value to you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single dollar will give you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.